She was screaming into the phone. Her wedding dress was missing a back. Not ruined, not stained, missing, half gone. This is the story of how a narcissistic bridezilla stole from an underprivileged bride and ended up looking like a pauper at her own wedding. If you've ever been betrayed, underestimated, or pushed around by someone who thought they could get away with everything, stick around. This story is for you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and follow, and buckle in, because today's revenge is as delicious as the karma is cold. I've known Pat since I was a teenager. She's one of those people you feel sorry for at first, until you realized she manipulates everyone around her. She walked like a penguin when she wanted sympathy, literally waddled, head tilted, eyes wide, like she was starring in a one-woman pity play. And for years, it worked. In college, I started backing away. The lies, the guilt trips, the obsession with getting pregnant for attention. I watched her walk all over her husband, Hank, while he worked himself to the bone. 5 kids. Count them. 5. Even after he begged her to stop. She'd vanish, take the kids, leave him panicked, just to win control. And when she found me again through Facebook, I made the mistake of being polite. She bulldozed her way right back into my life. She forced her kids to call me auntie, dropped them off uninvited, showed up at my job. When I said no, she found loopholes. The last straw? She started dragging her kids to our community events, meant for underprivileged families. My husband and I run those. We don't do drama, we don't do narcissists. And yet, here she was. And her kids? Absolute terrors. At one party, they broke into our private bedroom. I spent the whole time babysitting instead of celebrating. When I tried to talk to Pat, she cut me off and asked if her daughter could come swim at our house for a week. I said no, politely. The next day, her daughter calls me. "Mom says you invited me for summer." My blood boiled. But the real twist came from her eldest, Casey. Beautiful, smart, and a budding sociopath. My daughter had just turned 13. I passed down my grandma's vintage ring. She wore it proudly. Then she changed. Quiet. Withdrawn. We thought she was being bullied until her best friend told us the truth. Casey had stolen it. Claimed it was hers. Told people my daughter was trying to steal from her. My daughter was humiliated. I was livid. I waited outside school. When Casey tried to get in the car, I grabbed her hand. "Let me see your jewelry." She froze. The ring was on her finger, my grandmother's maiden name engraved inside. Casey screamed for her mom. Pat came running, flailing with fake outrage. First she said it was a loan. Then she said they bought it. I looked her in the eye. "You're raising a bully." It only got worse. Pat stole toys meant for underprivileged kids. She bullied another couple out of their wedding date at our farm venue. And then she started stealing dresses from our charity's bridal closet. Her prize, a vintage lace wedding gown, promised to another bride, a woman who had nothing, who deserved everything. But Pat took it. The night before her vow renewal, our friend Lana spotted it in Pat's prep room. She whispered, "I want to do something she'll never forget." I brought ink. Lana shook her head. "No, it needs to be subtle." We snuck in. Lana locked herself in a bathroom stall and cut out the entire back panel, seam to seam, gutted. Then zipped it up, hung it neatly. The next morning, phone rings. Pat, sobbing. "My dress is ruined." I made her explain, slowly, interrupting, just like she always did to me. Then she begged, "Can you lend me your dress?" "No, sorry." She called Lana. Lana brought her the ugliest, most outdated, moss-smelling disaster we had. No petticoat, too big, too long, no time. Pat walked down the aisle, sleeves sagging, neckline puckered, clutching her skirt. She looked like a swamp hag in cosplay. And best of all, everyone was watching. There was no dance, no speech, no joy. She sulked through the ceremony, then stormed off, cake untouched, guests stunned. Everything she dreamed of, gone. Humiliated. In front of everyone she tried to impress. She never suspected us. Just disappeared, quiet, bitter, alone. The truth is, some people only learn when they lose something they can't steal back. She stole from someone who had nothing and ended up with less than nothing. Maybe that's the karma we all dream of seeing. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button and tell us in the comments what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen. And of course, subscribe and follow for more twisted justice, satisfying payback, and real-life Reddit revenge tales. Until next time, don't mess with people who have nothing left to lose.